So today, I just want to run through this agenda before we get into the actual content. So we got Greg here on the line. Andrew talked about, Greg's background. I specifically asked Greg to attend this webcast with us because he's got a tremendous amount of experience in life sciences and healthcare, and he's actually got a very good handle on the clinical analytics space, which is where we play. So it'll be, I think it's going to be very interesting for you guys to hear what Greg has to say around current and future trends in this area. Also, one of a company that we've worked a lot with, Atlantic Research Group and Hunter Walker, they have got a very innovative approach to leveraging technology and data to actually help improve their internal operations and also provide value-added services around analytics for their sponsors. So the whole purpose of this webcast today is talking about how sponsors and CROs can work together on a shared analytics strategy, and this is an excellent case study of how they are employing clinical analytics in their company and also working with some of their sponsor customers. So Hunter's will actually talk about some of the some use cases and examples of customers that they've worked with, and then I'll actually at the end get into the actual comprehensive solution as far as the technology that we offer that can make all of this possible, and then we'll do a quick Q&A. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Greg.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, I wanted to set the stage and talk a little bit about the background of, when we look at data analytics, and clinical research, we see a lot of themes that exist across all of the healthcare ecosystem. And I wanted to start by just looking at some of the expectations that we see shifting across healthcare, whether we're talking about drug discovery and development or whether we're talking about care delivery. Across the value chain, healthcare is increasingly becoming a data-driven industry, from R&D through care delivery, and we see a lot of new changes in digitalization of health records, the ability to capture data from patients on an ongoing basis, and that is changing how we view the value of data in tracking and monitoring and intervening with patients on the care delivery side. Of course, on drug discovery and development, medical device R&D, data has always been important, and this has always been data-driven in terms of the outputs, with clinical trial data and documentation an important part of the process of new product development and approval. In every part of healthcare, however, we're seeing shifts in how we use, how we control, how we make decisions using data. And these shifts are impacted by the transformation within the healthcare industry, as well as by new tools and capabilities that are coming to our industry from information technology. That includes advances in big data, mobility, and cloud technologies. The result is a shift in our expectations. It's not just about electronic data capture. Increasingly, and more so in the future, it's around data movement. It's around data integration. It's about leveraging data in combination to develop new insights and analysis. This requires that data be free to move and be combined and utilized in new ways. And as a result, we're seeing problems with some of the data infrastructure we built in healthcare, where data is locked up in proprietary enterprise software platforms, making data integration very difficult or impossible, limiting the value that that data has today, to be honest, but even more so in the future. This issue has received the most attention probably in the lack of interoperability that we see in electronic health records at the provider level. But the same issue impacts clinical trials as well. The issue is further exacerbated, I think, by the data that is held within proprietary systems by CROs that are supporting trials, because in that case, trial sponsors may have a lot of difficulty or may be unable to get access to freely monitor and move the data related to their ongoing trials around, impacting the value that they receive from that data today and the value that they might derive from that data in the future. This slide just tries to summarize some of the shifts that we see going on in terms of data usage, information flow, data control, et cetera. Where in the past we had data usage very concentrated in small groups, we see much more of a need now for flexible access and changing the way or who is accessing that data, especially over time. Much more data sharing and multiple uses, so the usage of data, of course, is varying, and we don't know necessarily today how we're going to be utilizing that data tomorrow. Information flow, which is very segmented in the past, are very one-way, much more integrated and two-way today. Data control tended to be in the past very data or vendor-centric. We mentioned the issue of data being locked up in enterprise software systems and locked up in data silos. Increasingly now, we want data to be controlled more at the edges, to have more people being able to get access, and of course we need to audit that, but we need much more data movement as opposed to having data locked in silos. Payments, we talk a lot about value-based care and the care delivery side, but it's not just about value-based payments and care delivery. Vendors are also being paid increasingly, and we believe much more so in the future, not just based on activities, not just based on providing a medical device, but based on the value that those solution providers deliver, whether they're a CRO or whether they're a medical device company. Data infrastructure, of course, very centralized and proprietary in the past, becoming much more decentralized, at least in terms of access, and much more flexible in terms of collaboration, many more users, research collaboration in life sciences, of course, is an important role that requires a different type of infrastructure, or at least a different type of access to that data.